Yesterday they put you in the hearse hell. They told me I should tuck it. I said, fuck it, I won't turn tail. They snubbed me as a put up, bunch of wannabes concerned for self. I pulled a pocket knife to keep them off me while I worded, well, yeah, well enough, if I do say so myself. Might buy them cut short testimonial like yours they never heard as well as their own voices burning with an urge they couldn't curb to kill. The fire in our heart, now torn apart until we turn to him who cursed them all too often. Cursed them all to wander aimlessly throughout the earth to build. Rebuild their glass house, their castles made of sand, and all their temples I will topple, chop them down with edge of hand, or I'll be damned. Walk a razor's edge as sharp as any, understand if you can, that if you want to take me down, you'll have to make me take a stand. Shake you off my shoulders, Shay, you know it takes a man. Not just an ape they spliced with snake to make they sayings plainly planned. Not just a snake they spliced with ape to make the towers scrape the sky. I scan the surface of the landscape. Earth I brought in her horizons. Earth I brought in her horizons. Take one, pass it out with flying colors, ace the class. When tested to the max, I made the grade. No college grad. Actually, a high school dropout. Not the coolest cat, but I gave it all I had. And still it wasn't good enough for you who marked my chart in black. In kindergarten, kissed a girl, and that was that. Now I no longer had a knack for how you taught me I should act. Instead, I had her on the bathroom stall. I hit it from the back, and if I didn't, I'd have had to face the facts. So can you blame me for the baggage she still has there on her back? Maybe so, she crazy though, and that's the only way I'll have it. Love the way she can't relax. At times around me looking back, I know she realizes I love her. I don't have to lead the pack. I just want to make her happy. I just want her to be happy. But she's always feeling bad, at least as of lately, just as shady, and probably say she's mad about the way I tend to play with what she offers me to have. It ain't a game, we ain't the same in pain or pleasure, and I'm glad to be the one you can't forget, although I know you won't admit, the one you never gave a shit about, the same who came equipped. The same one who told you not to play with me for some weak little baby bitch, lame-o, okay, no. Blow volcanoes, I'm the shit and you ain't shit. At least not to me unless you're with me when we blow the frame unfit to force relationship with strangers. I would rather play with kids. More Cain than Abel most days, came to flip the script. I meditate both day and night on scripture scraped and scribbled in. These scrolls unrolled the way your outfit used to come right off and hit the floor once tossed aside my angel. Wings clipped, halo strangling. Your panties dangling around your ankles. Working angle till I'm in. Once I'm finished, threw you out. Sent you away, I wish I didn't. Aaron Mims. I wish I didn't. Cause I'm missing you for real. As if you didn't fit the bill. Shit, I guess I really need to chill. Sleepy still, let me plug this up before I'm ill and it might die, and then we'd have to make another deal. There we go, thank you, Lord. Father, reunite us. And we may it by the way of the Holy Spirit feels so good. It already does, just like it should, you know what I'm saying? I don't always do what I should, but I'm focused on the greater good, and this ain't never been no Mr. Rogers neighborhood. What to say, but like Vader would. I miss you very bad. Aaron Mims. Check this out. I wish I didn't send you away. Sent you away, and I wish I didn't. Almost, but really, honestly, I'm glad I did. I wanted you to get a good load of them and get your fix of them, get your fill of them, so you wouldn't need any more. You would understand the difference in the two of us, and I believe you do now. Anyway, I sent you away, and I almost wish I didn't, because I'm missing you for real, man. And realize now that you are gone, that you're the only one I feel for. I really wish you'd come back home. Although I know you probably won't, I did you wrong. And sadly, all I have to offer you right now is another song. Our story written in your blood. Our story chiseled into stone. What doesn't matter much. It doesn't matter nothing much to anyone but us. Mine's blown. Mine gone, too lost along the way. Don't take me wrong, but baby, you won't even answer when I call, pick up your phone. I'm out here trudging through these trenches right now, taking up the cross, while you are likely doing what you always done, involved with lots of problems, lots of little problems. I'm just offering to solve them all, then one by one until they all, like dominoes, will doom to fall. Bring more than gloom down on the scene. The floor flat, sweep and brush them off. Just doormats, dormant, lie down for me, cracked like dawn. Across their coward backs while towering high over them who got enthralled up at me as I dropped their jaw in awe. Yeah, enthused about you. Lash like a leather whip, I wrap tightly up to my fist. Somebody fucking with my sis, you'll find out why she's such a bitch. Cause I'm a fucking dick. And I've been such a punk and prick to her who finally had enough of it. Said fuck it just for kicks. And now somebody must have killed her. Cause she wasn't on the strip. Shit wouldn't surprise me, sadly. Way she used to like to kick it. I'm always on the record, unlike her who off the rip. Been awful silent about her feelings, kept them hidden like agendas. All for wrong. All for on, she meant to hit me with the shit when I was quick. She meant to be shit that much quicker. Caught off guard, I went to shit, along with everything we ever did together since we kids. And now I'm tempted to regret it. When I did just what I did, to her to hit it, told her to hit it. Sent her kicking up the bricks, a dust cloud christened with no mention from then on of how I split. Up with the only one who knows me enough to judge me justly, just. She's good at getting what she wants, I always thought that it was him. I never dreamed that it'd be me, or I'd have kissed her on the lips and she'd be laughing at me, surely call her friends to talk some shit. She didn't think too much of nothing much I ever touched on, ticked her off too many times to count with what don't win the bread she meant. To break with businessmen who robbed us time and time, right then again, I turned my back and that was it, I never saw that bitch again. She had a motorcycle record, so I'm told by them who didn't do enough not yet to give me something of which I'm convinced. They probably cover in their tracks, man, I don't trust them not a bit. Up they tend to cover evidence, and I'm certain it's legit. Yeah, right, seems all they do is lie. She might have died while I still live. Just so I'd know the way it felt. For her to know than what I didn't. That she thought so much more of me than she believed I thought of her as the one who always had my back. The one who I would lift the skirt up. Same one who faced me down determined. Same who made me shake like crazy. Every single time we turned to one another with the burning urge to curb what for we earned. And now the lesson we have learned, almost too much, we weren't concerned. At least I wasn't, not with her, at least not enough to speak up, spur. There in the heat of such a moment, she and I who won't return again to where we first made love, or so we tried there in the dirt, such an earth. Of earthy essence nest we'd stir like little hornets, how it hurt when she would sting me with her scornful younger tongue would tend to turn, twisting like a thorn into my side and would rupture. What would help me to discern deep down the distance in between us? Now no telling. Goddamn. She was the first and also last, already heavy in my heart and on my mind, man. All the time I sit and listen in the dark to little songbirds every morning as her sun begins to rise, who seem to sing of how delightful it must be for some to die. After so long spent here in love with what won't last not half the time it takes to heal half a man, whoever raised her on the rhymes and reasons, even for the seasons, fearless reapers of the right to bear such arms against deceivers. Hopeless heathen half a mind. To dry hump, heaving hockey loogie lubrication for the vine, plucked from ripe, juicy too, sweet, swivel hips divine. Don't ask me why, cause I don't know, it's somewhere in the bitch design. To find the blueprint, choose a chip or koozie. Kept her cold as ice, a poltergeist. Yeah, soulless pit to pulpit rippers. Culprits kissing up unkind to her who tore them all to shreds. With no remorse, took all she find. In safes to crack unsafe, she wandered every night the city streets to leave her lonely. Wonder if I'm on her mind. Probably not, she stays so busy trying to beat the odds while climbing to the highest point to reach it, where she sits alone, the light. A spliff and kissing it remembers. Only God knows what she likes about the little things we did to simply pass the bit of time. I used to bend her over backwards, wring her neck until it break, always with lack appreciation, tend to bend her out of shape. Did so until she got fed up, finally said fuck you to my face. I didn't flinch, didn't move an inch, she took so many miles away. I never thought that this was in. I never thought that this would end. She was my friend, in spite of space and time between us, something special. But you see that on my face, too tired to take and wipe the tears away. Don't mind, you might be saying something later about me crazy, but I'm trying to find a way to get my baby off my mind. Same one who called my heart to break, the same who probably sold her soul a bit too little, bit too late, bit too late, a bit too late, say either way. Same bitch who gave me all she had, knowing I'd do her dirty dang. Now all we had gone down the drain. Still worthy though, the lamb was slain. would mark the final turning page of what won't interest most today. Our stupid little lovely story, leading right up to the rage of what won't match up with machinery. So what's the point to do anything if everything is still the same? Why try and make love when she's getting raped? Still to this very scary day when she's no longer in such pain and yet still haunted by her memory. In my misery I remain. Same way I used to in my sorrow wallow, willfully disdained or willow weeping for tomorrow. When the same way I will wake up naked next to strangers, I don't even know their names, won't even recognize their faces, least I will not right away. I rock my brain to find the answers that won't likely come to mind. I steal away before they gander once again upon my shame. Slime. From them I tend to shy away, just like my sister did the same. She never trusted them at all, who like a nigger left to hang. Strung her high up in the heavens like a pendulum might swing. The kind of girl who did her best to satisfy their every need. She did her thing. No doubt she did her thing. The type of woman to become who she would never get to be. They never knew her like I do, too well to keep from such a feeling. Like I never want to feel for something done to someone real. Someone for which I care, for whom I kill. Not just a wish, not for which, no object. Someone, not something, someone, or someone real, man. Someone who wounded just a mortal monster of her made a meal. Now I weapon I conceal until the time it be revealed. I miss her holding in my hand what spilled the blood for sport would kill. Would send a shiver up your spine when brushing up against you in the building where she'd meet the ones she liked, at least enough she wouldn't kill them. Quite a few she left alone, though many others didn't get home to kiss their wives without a thought to ever throw a dog a bone for her who handled them in thongs. Along she stripped them, who stood tall above her strong. She brought them down to where they begged her for the mercy wasn't shown. She slit their throats knowing they're liars, men who like to say they love. Yeah. But we know better, don't we, sister, than to give them much disgusted. We discussed it many times. She wondered to me, was it right to take the lives they didn't love, same way they didn't love their wives, same way they didn't love their children, left them all as high and dry as she was, couldn't get it wet, still penetrating in their prime. What died with no appreciation for what got them through the night, what wouldn't get her through the day. So she would often drop on by. To drive the final coffin nail, her crazy train ran off the rails. I wasn't there at that time to save her. Now I know inside I failed. Must have been by Vlad impaled. Yeah, I failed her, who must felt like me for hellions. Gypsy spirits, rebel souls, who never really fit the bill fold. Really wish I'd kept her close. At least close enough so not to lose her, who was always holding on. For dear life tangle from cliffhangers, bridge jump burner to the bone. But as any in the business which would boom, and thanks to her who never said she was in pain, same one who I would always hurt. Same one who did not yet deserve it. Same who gave me what I'd earned, at least a place there at the table, where I clean my plate concerned for what we serve. What would be served for dessert, as if that mattered anymore at all, still buried in the dirt. She left my dick here in the dirt of earth, who hopefully has welcomed her, who loves to come to her. She always loves to come to her. She sits outside there by the swing set, in her sundress, cuss and curse. Us, we'd sneak up on her feet where each would get. I wasn't the first to lift her long skirt, skip the intro, outro came to quick emerging. From the coziest cocoon, her bedroom locked, her window wide. We tend to climb out on a long limb on a whim in hopes to get it right. Tend to get in fights. It went wrong time though after time, by sunrise splitting up a line. With only loneliness we'd listen long, no longer to their lies. The ones who lead us so astray, I found the way, or so I thought, until I realized I had lost her. Never had what it would cost. Not even half that it would cost has ever trickled through my hands. Some say she's bad, the worst of all, but she supplies what they demand. She just supplies what you demand. Not to mention you're all sinners and you didn't give a damn about the damsel in distress that you'd undress and press to dance and prance and pressure building up. You would advance and scanning her landscape, take a chance, you'd say, and make me understand. Why would you? Why you would ever seem so happy to be hurled into the wind that won't return to you, your mother, to your brothers and your friends, that won't return you to your mother, to your brothers and your friends. You love your father, don't you, darling? Yes, I see it in your eyes, can tell. How nice to know you little starling who from heaven must have fell. How nice to know you. Like I might wind up here in hell. You fed her lies to feed yourselves like Bible sat up on her shelves. Yeah, you fed her lies to feed yourselves like Bible sat her up on shelves. And when she jailed, did not make bail, you found another who would tell. What you wanted her to hear, you heard another woman say in hopes to have her in a fit pitch. Fly off fist clenched in a rage, withholding love from her who hated you for what you didn't say to her who listened so intently to the mention of your name. An alias I'm sure you made up, fabricated, seeking fame and fortune falling for the whorehouse she didn't trust to pay her wage. You looked straight into her face and then you lied. And for good reason, they were robbers. Like I will be up her grave if I decide to have a seance. Not sure now, I couldn't say. I was raised, I know much better. Sleeping dogs, we let them lay. But I know I will not forget her. Wish to once more see her face. If so, just to kiss her kindly. Tell her sorry, I'm insane. Never meant to leave her lively on the hook, placed like some bait. For them to sink their sharp teeth into. Will you please forgive my shame? It's written all over my face like her, the way you hinted at this day when I would look you in the lifeless eyes and try to find my way. When I would look you in those lifeless eyes, might try to find my way to say what words I know they want. I may just lay a while here waiting, hating every heartless word I say to you way back when we were lame and pointing fingers, placing blame. We played the game, both joining gangs. Still hot, a flame on fire, fading in the nightfall, flicker faint. I saw you dancing in the distance, barely hidden by the shade of shadows cast so vast around you, swallowed whole in such a waste to send them way without sustaining them whose hunger would remain. I quenched their thirst like mine remaining for the girl you used to be, who green, naive, beloved conveniently. What didn't make you so afraid of facing fate? Yours finding cruel, too cool for school, you tried escaping. Mindless rape and rude amusing, made a waste of time and space. And like a spade, wine folding ace, down in a hole like Alice chained. I like to keep you in my mind, fresh, eye amusing. See you finally where you say that you were headed. You would get there soon some way, some fine day. Safely out of arm's reach, on the run both night and day. You'd find your way to where we'd meet up, maybe later though, okay? You had a lot of stuff to do before you'd readily erase them. Every memory of the many men who went as quick as came and never mentioning them mostly, though, still written on your face. Yeah, on the run both night and day. You'd find your way to where we'd meet up. Say maybe later though, okay? You had a lot of stuff to do before you'd readily erase them. Every memory of the many men who went as quick as came. Never mentioning them mostly, though still written on your face. I saw them lingering so long and laying heavy on your heart. You must have lost your mind, I'm certain, after all through which you've gone. I never meant to leave you looking for what wasn't there to find. With no regrets, won't say I'm sorry. But Aaron, I do apologize. Cause heaven knows that I am guilty. Probably why you might have lost your life. Cause I thought of you no longer than I might for falling night. The crack of dawn came soon enough and now I finally realize I made another big mistake. Don't plan to get you off my mind. Cause you're the only one who knows me well enough to call my name and send me running to your aid. So many times I might have came. If you would only try to find it in your heart to light the way back home somehow, I hope to follow. Unless you might some time to take. Unless you mind some time to take, go ahead and sleep on it, sincerely. Rest in peace, till then, no pain. I look so fondly forward to the future. Yeah, I look so fondly toward the future, forward facing quite the day. The first I had ever gone without you, so far fading slowly, say. Before you go, you mind me saying? Before you go, you mind my saying? Something might seem so deranged, but damn, it can't be so far-fetched in light of what has taken place. To think that maybe we could make it. We'd only had some faith. But who am I to take a leap, and such a leap, toward you who traded for the cheap whores I was wasting, straight to bed at night would take, and make such waste of all the women who would never take your place, all paling, failing in comparison to you who I have tasted. In my mouth since first I faced it, what once made me most afraid, between your knobby knee would knock, and cradle rocking we would race, to rob the graves of those who laid in them. Like back road we would take, give chase to where we front as if okay. We weren't both driven kinda crazy, by the temptation to take them up on all their offers made to us so many never met. In debt they are still to this day. Deep in debt they are still to this day. I'll try to rob us. But soon enough, like you and I, they, like we all, will come to terms with what they've earned. Same they will get to in return what they deserve. You innocent will still remain in eyes like mine who witness waste. As beautiful as yours was waking up, I realized it too late. I might have realized it too late. Whose fault was it you found no love for you on earth before escaping only by the bloodshed, taking quite the loveliest of shapes? You shied away once more from duty. You once taken, made a game of men, their fates so real amidst so many claiming to be real. Obviously fake. Majority is obviously fake. Genuine, you been authentic. If you ask me, babe, genuine, you been authentic. Though so hidden from them frame, they never saw the bigger picture. Thought you small and out of shape, but never knew how strong my sister was when challenged to a duel. How hard it always was of you, I'd never make a fool. Not even once would I defeat you. Without dying to myself, your life to lose like mine amused. I too, to you, might milk white pale, as much as ghosts that haunt the tombs where flowers bloom no longer blue. For you who red hot hides your face from me, attacking from the back, might drive the blade, a beastly burden on the back. A beast we ride off into war, blinded betrayal on a rampage, death denial, oh my lord. And dumb denouncing of the fact, I guess we still refuse to face the one I will not dare to say, same one you shared with me that day. You do remember. Still, I'm sure, the day you put me in my place and never even made a sound, you simply turned around to gaze straight into mine. Yours tearing up, but just enough I knew you came to say to me what you could not. Although you tried to find a way. Decided finally you come kiss me with what whispered in my ear. Decided finally you come kiss me, then you whispered in my ear something so faint I didn't hear. Still isn't clear, then like a mirror held up showing me the truth, you turned around and ran away. You left me there alone to wonder why I let you fan the flames, such a fire. Why I let you fan the flames that led to furious desire for what I would never have, untamed your wild Mustang came running. As your heartbeats, cannon blasts, and ammo whizzing by my head, till finally one of them connected. Cursed me kindly with the blessing, in my lungs no longer breath, and in my loins no longer fruit, to feed you hungry for the truth. The living proof once of how deadly one can be in such a bloom. Especially you who did outdo me, not the only one who knew, who least once thought they had your number. One by one, left two by two. Now they're in one. Now 3 and 1, we losing count, go down in due time, meet our doom. You did before me if it's true. I didn't witness what would prove you really died. Don't think you did, I might be wrong, I wish I knew. Regardless, listen, if you will, to this, my miserable new music for you muse. My truest muse, once so beautiful together, you and I, when ours were made, would tap our bare feet on the blacktop, bright white lightning striking straight. To such extremes we go in hopes to get our fill of what we chase, like giant dragons down to caverns, carving wide, both diving day. With death we did it, all the time and never fail. Not once the victims of our childish notions of what soon would nail you to the cross where vicious vipers lift the veil, by spear impaled. I tried to stop them, unsuccessful, caught your teardrops in the grail. And also bloodshed dripping trail left of the fresh broke heavy sweat, as you were swelling there with pride to know you didn't try to bail. You always swore that you would end it. Well, we knew you didn't start. Forever on my crazy mind, now carefully hidden in my heart, where we would always share a soul. Our spirits sadly torn apart, no longer tethered, still together, whether near or whether far. I feel your presence, precious princess of the perverse prying eye. In mine you are a priceless ruby, far too beautiful to be defined. Far too beautiful to by me be defined, especially with words that men might write, like those you left for me behind, the same I drive into my sock drawer from 4 years, try hard to hide. Finally to find him going blind, as I would realize what you'd like for me to know then when you did it, likely knowing I'd deny you of what little you were owed. The same that I would never give without you here. I would hope you know that mine is now no life to live, just dead to die. I'm eager to, long as you know, just as do I, that it would always be, to me, just me and you, me, sweet bro. Yeah, please see me through. My great regret is leaving you Though not my preference, it would do, even in death, so pleased with you, who love to listen long to music, never lasting though so long you wouldn't join me somewhere soon to share what little I'd be willing to receive from she who daring to believe would often scare me up a tree, shook like a leaf loose in the breeze. Yeah, stout as hickory stuff was stunk. Me as she small stood up to me, often the butt of her cruel jokes. I didn't mind though being teased, at least not by she who was well worth it, every bit of it the beast. His mark now on me where she left her final mark, a lip kiss hickey to remind me. In the pics I after dark would often sift through on my smartphone, not sure what I was in search of, and what escapes me leaves a scar. A scandal scheme, a scam, she ran with lungs that panted hard through the yard. Yeah, through the rec yard, came through the window wide to find me there half naked, fast asleep, and what a way to be awakened. With her wrapped up in my sheets, still sheepish shyly with her mind on other things. She'd wrap her little legs around me, tell me I was gonna be the first to hide from what was coming. Did not make her feel so cheap, and now did not make her so afraid that she wouldn't play my favorite game. And she never lost, I hate to say. Made it look so easy, beating me most days till I would find another game for us to play. We never got to shame, 'cause maybe I'm to blame. Yeah, we never got to shame, 'cause maybe I'm to blame. For what was snuffed for flame, my candle on the mantle would remain. In spite of this, in case returning she might came somehow, soon to me some way, changed. No longer childish, I remain in love so deep with who I'd hate, if not for how it all turned out as well as any would for me. And did some going far beyond what expectations that I had of what seemed worthless to her mom, at first a problem for her dad. My parents less concerned for me, not that my life was half as hard. I know that hers much worse would hurt than mine, which wasn't half as harsh. As a privileged child, I had the world there in the palm of my thieving hand, that soon would come to bloody murder, many men I might have damned. Much many more if she requested. No remorse for them who land in graves so shallow, sleeping hollow, down from gallows, coming, canceling their orders overnight. Shit, get delivered, go to Christ. Not I, you know me, not much better than to sign for such a package. Anthrax magic, black as night. By candlelight, I kissed a picture in which ripe you blushing blood red plucked from vine. I still revisit, never finding one comparable to yours. Yes, you, who's mine. A grape I busted just to gush it. Blood from fiction felt entitled to the grinding of your hips, which wiggled wildly, met with mine against the grains till it was painful. Against the grain till it was painful, when I could see it in your eyes why you would suffer such abuse is far beyond me, my oh my. Although I wondered, never spoke up, hoped you would for quite some time, it made me angry just to realize how you felt deep down inside. About confiding in our Father, about such things, just trouble, trial. Frowning hearts might force a smile, not unlike parents force a child to tie their shoes before to school. They like to drive them, keep them mild, so not to raise the first of eyebrows with their notions of what wild would strike their fickle little fancies. Panties heaped up in a pile, it's just another slumber party. Brothers, sisters, just the same. We'd play house quickly, turn to lovers, break up, sending both away. We'd come to school and curse the names of those we loved the most to play with, swearing oaths we'd not again go. There were those who we'd ashamed sent with their tail between their legs tucked to where from which they won't return, least not without a lot of courage. For their feelings not concerned, not burning now to turn around and curb the urge to tear them down by putting off what of them would fit there as it melting in our mouths. Made quite the statement without sounding loud alarms that found resounding us out. Yeah, we put them off. Yeah, we put them off. What of them would fit there as it melting in our mouth, made quite the statement without sounding what resounded so profound and so astounding. Loud alarms that found us out. Just know, my love, that I forgive you for whatever might have wound up, and for whatever might have wound us up here now. No worry, wow, I just can't help wondering what now that you're the only one I love, the only one I've ever loved, no longer lingers out about. Somewhere in town, or not so far that one might up and hunt us down. Somewhere in town, I'd hope to find you, not so far out and about that one might up and hunt you down. If only one might be as hungry for the flesh of something foul, or something thirsty for the blood, someone thirsty for the blood of what would never take a bow. Yeah, bastard hound dog, snout your pouch. At least not before the throne I'm on. Yeah, though others do go down by the thousands, tens of thousands, watch them go down. Bow, as I will crown you now the queen. Yeah, the real life underground. As I will blow, and I blow out such a cloud of so much more than just the smoke that billows out, now surrounds, that hints at how hot in my bowels that fire burns still for your fountains. Guys are bound to come on out with it in open, so to know it. What's been hidden now for a while, so long I almost lost count, found less than what long for left me lounging round the house in little more than serves to cover such a south wind deadly weapon which I'd wield if you were anywhere around for me to find. With eyes you gouge out, blind me blade out, taking down another notch, hearing our bed pull round for round, go pound for pound until at last total knockout. Time on clock about to run out. I never wanted it this way. I wish your head was here to crown. I would declare you now the champ. Then turn around and pants you proudly there in front of such a crowd in hopes you punish me profound. The pride you take in punishment when serving justice to the jousting. Joshing comics, cunts and clowns who punchline miss you with their bullshit. Calling out all hoot amount to nothing more than nights spent out with friends surrounding them to drown in undertows that go so low, go slow, no, whoa. Hold up, hellhound, their snouts as long as ours was short. A story no one wants to hear. One I would tell to all my children, cheese and grinning ear to ear, in hopes they read between the lines. We haven't written it still clear. What here in mirrors did appear, often too soon would disappear. Much more than queer, it's both getting smeared, much like your lipstick on my dipstick scales. We tip them tickle pink. I love to lick you up and down your pussy, pissy, dribble, drink. There on the countertop, you kick back with your ass sat in the sink, so not to make such big a mess, you catch your breath as I would bring. What wasn't enough to break you down, not all the way, just enough to see it on your face, the fact you hadn't yet enjoyed too much of me. And yet you came again to see me, never saying what remained there on the tip of such a tongue, one that was formed to fork in vain. While through your veins, straight to your brain, your heartbeat pumping such disdain for what I'd done to you in silence, cries of violence, viper's fangs. I had often thoughtless sank so deep in danger, each in anger, kiss and change, drag balls down hallways long to lay. There in the doorways where we tangle, up as mangled as star-spangled banners span out, flag we wave as strangers passing us in plain sight. Yeah, in plain, across the plain, shatters, stained glass scattering, like Catholic window pane, bricks thrown through windows where we'd enter, taking all we found to pace ourselves so difficult, indifferent, self-control, none served to save us from the truth of who we are, the ones so many love to hate. I almost hate so much to love you, especially now that you're in the grave. So and so. So they say. I haven't seen it yet, your body, though I mean to soon, okay? And when I do, I'll know it's true, might even join you there that day. Wherever maybe I might find you, hope it ain't too far away. If not, then expect me. I'll destroy you. Once again, your heart to break. Not that I broke it. No, I can't. Too strong to strain it, long to wait. Though I am willing to for you, who made it worth it, such a waste. I would wait. For you I'd wait. An eternity. For you I'd wait. Yeah. It ain't too long to wait. Though I am willing to for you, who made it worth it, such a waste, except for you, who gave your all to me, who threw it all away, in hopes to dig you out the trash for which their treasures I would trade, in hopes to treasure it your pleasure. Please no longer call me pain, and I for you will do the same, have something new that hasn't changed. Both yesterday, tomorrow too, I stay the same. Today with you, I spend forever and a day.